Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a few queens that I have caught and also a colony update, well, a relatively short colony update on my Formica obscureventris. First up, let's talk about the queens, and this here is a Camponotus nearcticus queen. Now, this is the first year that I've actually caught a number of these queens. In total, I have caught 4. Sadly, a few have died. However, this queen, I have hope, will actually live. So far, I have 2 of them that actually lived. Another 2 have died. And yeah, these queens are pretty interesting. They're very, very small for Camponotus. They are like tiny. And also, they have just moved into my area. Like, this is a brand new species for my yard. And I've literally never caught a queen besides for one time in 2018. So seeing them around is definitely interesting. You can see that she is definitely shaking a bit and she isn't exactly hanging out around the water. Now that makes me worried that she is in fact infertile. However, I have hope that she is not, because if she is, then that would be very saddening. This would also be the second mermentoma that I would have in my collection if she did in fact get a colony, because as you guys may have seen in the last video, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out. I do in fact have the other commonly kept mermentoma in Wisconsin, that being Camponotus subbarbatus. Anyways, on to the next queen. This here is a very special queen to me. This is a Camponotus Pennsylvanicus queen. Now I know what many of you guys may be thinking, especially those in the eastern US, is how is this special? Why are you showing us this? This is not an interesting ant species at all. However, I have a rebuttal to that. This is an ant species that is not very common up by me. This species is incredibly rare, in fact. I only ever catch maybe 1 queen, if that, a year. So the fact that I was able to find her is absolutely insane. Now, at first I thought that she had died, but instead I accidentally mistook a Camponotus herculeanus queen for her, and I was so happy when looking around in my, queen area to have actually found her with a nice stack of brood. Why did I use the word stack in there? I have no idea, but let's carry on. But yeah, this species is incredibly rare, and although they are very underwhelming, for me, whenever I end up catching a queen of these, I am always absolutely stoked, because I know this is probably the only time that I'll lay eyes on a queen up here for the entire year, possibly even 2 if I'm unlucky enough to not get one. I love their jet black bodies. Like, it is absolutely awesome just to see that. And alongside with their just like kind of goldenish hairs on their thorax, it makes for an awesome color combo that honestly I just absolutely love. And honestly, I really want to keep a colony of these guys. Hopefully this queen will be able to make it to workers, and hopefully I'll have a colony of Camponotus Pennsylvanicus. The only downside to them is the fact that they grow pretty slow, so ultimately, it's kind of a slow process to get them going compared to novaeboracensis, nearcticus, or subbarbatus. But whatever the fact may be, she's here with me, and I can't wait to end up taking care of her for the next, 4 years until she gets a nice-sized colony, if she makes it that long. Alright, anyways, on to the next queen. This here is one that I caught a ton of, and you may have seen in an anting video recently. I have caught tons of these. I have caught a total of 26 of these queens. However, this queen is one of my queens that I'm not planning on selling to stateside ants. This here is my Camponotus novaeboracensis queen. And as you can see behind her, she has a decent pile of eggs, and honestly is absolutely gorgeous under this light. Now sadly I have a kind of horrible lighting situation going on. I recorded this at 11 p.m. so I've been busy out storm chasing and all that, which I'll get to later on. But yeah, absolutely beautiful queen. Honestly, there's not really much I really can talk about because I always boast about these guys. Honestly, you can watch any of my novaeboracensis videos and you'll tell how much I love these guys. I really, really am happy to have another queen. I really hope to get this queen to have easily multiple thousands of workers and witness their incredible aggressiveness towards food, their incredible want for sweets, and all that stuff. These guys are honestly just kind of like Pennsylvanicus, but more pretty and on crack. They grow incredibly fast compared to other Camponotus species, and honestly are so much more pretty than that of Pennsylvanicus. They are, of course, my top. They are my S tier Camponotus species. Nothing will ever beat them. I've always loved them since I got into the hobby. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm just happy to show her off and that she's doing really well. So yeah, I guess we move on to the colony that I wanted to talk about. So here is my Formica obscureventris, and as you can see, they have males. And on top of that, they also have queen elates, which I do not know if I end up getting in this video, but you can definitely see a ton of males. Now this happened because I may or may not have went out and collected some pupae from the colony that I got this colony from, and it turns out that, well, I got quite a bit of elate larvae and pupae instead of, you know, workers, which is expected due to the time of year that I am, you know, collecting this in, which is, you know, June, which is generally when they have their flights. Well, they have their flights in July, but they get their elates in June, if that makes sense. But also, I also wanted to show off the fact of how much larvae this colony has. This colony is doing absolutely amazing on the larvae side of things. Like, all of the eggs that they have produced are all becoming larvae now, and the queen is still pumping out eggs like crazy. This colony is going to absolutely explode in the coming month with just how much larvae. It's easily thousands that they have. This colony is eating so much food at a constant rate. Due to how much larvae they have, I am planning on upping their food count for protein up from just their 1 roach a day to probably 3 or 4 roaches a day, just to make sure that they have enough protein to keep laying these eggs and also feeding these larvae. Because they have a very common tendency to kind of look like they're doing okay when in reality they aren't. So trying to keep them well fed is definitely a top priority in order to make sure that they do not die out. The larvae will also eat each other if you do not feed them enough protein, which is something that I was told by somebody, which is insane. Also, look at that egg batch. That is an insane egg batch. I just noticed that. I went off script for that. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and show you guys off this colony because honestly, it is crazy. It is insane at how good this colony is doing. And they haven't even started to produce their first generation technically with me. And you can already see how well the colony is going to do once they do finally get that stage. It's absolutely amazing. And in fact, I do have a video of a queen elate. There you can see a Formica, I almost said Camponotus, a Formica obscureventris elate, just kind of chilling, getting huddled around by workers. So upon editing this, and as I'm looking at this queen here, I kind of realized that this is not a normal queen. This queen is a half queen, half male elate. I didn't expect to see that. At least that's what I think it is. If you think it's something else, let me know in the comments, because I am quite curious as to if that is the case. It kind of looks like it. It really, really looks like it. So I mean, yeah, if you have an idea of what it is, just message me, I guess, or comment. I really think I will end up releasing this queen here so that she can participate in the flights, because I think that's something that she definitely deserve and want, seeing as that I accidentally kidnapped her. However, this does give me an opportunity for next year, which is why I'm really happy to have this colony, to possibly catch Formica obscureventris queens and maybe reintroduce them to this colony. Anyways, that is all I have to say about this. However, I want you guys to stay just a little bit longer. I want to talk about my weather channel, which I have been starting to upload more frequently on, because I'm actually getting out and chasing and all that, and, you know, I have content. I'd go ahead and subscribe to that if you're interested in weather and all that. It's personally one of my greatest interests, possibly even greater to that of ants. So yeah, if you guys could go over there and subscribe, I'll have a link to it in my description. Also, if you like gaming content, check out the second channel, Ansant 2. Also worth checking out if you like that stuff. And yeah, that's it pretty much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like the video if you like it, dislike it, subscribe if you're new. Check out all the links in the description, the Instagram, Patreon, the 2 channels, which I'll put down there now. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Also, second channel, you know, swearing and stuff like that. So, you know, if you don't want to hear that, don't subscribe to it. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the end of the script. Bye.